Hello there.
Our story starts with Anakin meeting Padme on Tatooine. The events play out just as they did in all the movies and all the series, and especially Episode 3. Palpatine still holds on to his master plan, convinced everything will unfold smoothly. He will execute Order 66, eliminate the Jedi, and rise as the Emperor of a new galaxy. Anakin, who is madly in love with Padme and expecting children, has absolutely no idea who his wife truly is. On the eve of the Jedi Purge, Anakin helps Palpatine in killing Mace Windu. Order 66 is unleashed. Anakin storms the Jedi Temple, leaving death in his wake. Palpatine sends him to Mustafar to eliminate the remaining Separatist leaders. As soon as his ship leaves Coruscant space, Padme is alerted by C-3PO. R2-D2 had informed him that Anakin has left, and he goes to Padme and says, "Milady, Anakin has left." That's when she sends an encrypted transmission to someone no one would suspect, to the shadow behind everything, to the one who's been watching Anakin grow into his destiny all along. Padme meets his figure, and together they descend on the Senate. Padme requests an audience with the Chancellor. Padme Amidala lets her through. The doors slide open. Palpatine turns his chair. There she stands, a helpless, pregnant senator, trembling in tears. "Chancellor," she cries, "what is going on?" Palpatine stands. "The Jedi have attacked the Republic. Treason, my dear. But it's being handled." She plays the role. A perfect performance, almost all too perfect. "What about Anakin? Is he alright?" "He's been sent to attend to some important matters on Mustafar. Nothing for you to worry about." She steps forward. Her tone changes. "Look at you. How hideous you've become, my lord." Palpatine freezes. He knows something is off, but he can't kill her. Not yet. Vader still matters. "My lady, you are mistaken about a great many things." She smirks. "Perhaps." Before he can finish, a flash of deep purple light erupts from her hand and hurls him backwards. Palpatine hits the wall, coughing from the blast. He senses a presence, one he hasn't felt in years. From the shadows steps a grotesque figure. It wasn't fully human, nor could he speak clearly. "Misa thinks you're looking real bad, my lord." Palpatine's face contorts. "You stupid Gungan! Who are you?" It wasn't Jar Jar. It was something else. "You forgot me! Killing your master in his sleep gave you power, my foolish apprentice." Palpatine's eyes widen. "Plagueis!" The old Sith was supposed to be dead, but he survived, using essence transfer to hide in plain sight inside Jar Jar Binks. No one would suspect the fool, and Padme, she had been his apprentice the whole time. She wasn't forced dead, she had simply severed her connection, just like her master taught her. The Sith had returned, and Sidious was the fool. "You were always too greedy, Sheev," Padme spat. "On Naboo, I saw it, the hunger, the lies." Palpatine snarled and hurled lighting at her. She caught it with Tutaminis, absorbed it like a breath. Jar Jar, no, Plagueis, laughed. "You see, my foolish apprentice. Always so predictable." Palpatine realized that things had started to make sense. How Jar Jar, who pretended to play dumb, actually was Darth Plagueis. How giving Palpatine emergency powers was actually to orchestrate what is going on right now. This all started to make sense, and Palpatine was actually the one who got played. Padme slammed a button on her wrist. Red and black armor slid over her body. Her pregnant belly was secured, protected. She ignited her lightsaber. Red. Plagueis ignited his, a twisted blade, hissing like a dying animal. Palpatine snarled. "You carry life, my lady. It would be a shame if something were to happen." He reached forward. The force crushed her womb. Padme screamed. Plagueis reacted in a flash. The saber spun through the air and sliced off Palpatine's hand. Sidious howled. Padme dropped to one knee, clutching her stomach. She could still feel them. The children were alive, just barely. Palpatine pressed his saber to his cauterized wrist and reignited his weapon with his remaining hand. They clashed, 3 red blades cracking and dancing. Padme moved like a shadow. Plagueis fought like the madness made flesh. Palpatine, master of every lightsaber form, used his power and rage to drive them back, but age, arrogance, and injury made him sloppy. Behind his desk, he slammed a hidden button. Sirens screamed. A Coruscant guard stormed in. "Treason! Traitors! Kill them all! Execute them!" Plagueis raised a hand. The clones froze in stasis. "All too easy," he quipped. Then, in one sweep, lightning poured from him and incinerated every clone in the chamber. Ash, smoke. Still, more were coming. Lord Vader was also informed and was on his way. They could sense it. Padme turned to her master. "He can't see me. Not like this. Not yet." Plagueis nodded. He used the Force to raise a massive Sith statues in the room. He hurled them at Sidious. It was chaos and smoke, and they used the opportunity to escape. Filled the Chancellor's office. Statues crashed, sparks flew, the Force still echoed violently through the chamber. But Sidious was alive. Weakened, humiliated, but alive. Plagueis grabbed Padme as the last of the statues hit the wall. She was bleeding, still shaking, but her armor had held. They vanished in the chaos, down, far below the Senate, beneath the world of sunlight, privilege, and the Jedi. They fled to level 1313, a place where no cameras worked, no law reached, and the stench of old wars clung to every bolt and shadow. Plagueis had kept a hidden safe house there, built from separatist scrap, and buried deeper than any temple vault. It waited in silence for this exact moment. Deep in level 1313, beneath the city's crust, Padme stood beside Darth Plagueis in the bunker's shadowed war room. She watched an old holomap flicker with clone movements and Republic communications. The Jedi were finished. The galaxy was theirs for the taking. Padme placed her hand on her belly. She could feel the twins, strong, alive. She turned to Plagueis. "Everything is going according to plan," she said. Plagueis didn't smile. He never did. "You sure about this?" Padme nodded. "If we want Anakin to turn, he has to feel it. The fear, the loss. He has to believe I'm in danger. He has to see Sidious for what he is." Plagueis spoke low. "Then you will be arrested publicly. Let his heart do the rest." Padme clenched her fist. "If it means breaking him from Sidious, I'll endure it." She pulled her hood up. "It's time." Padme returned to her quarters in 500 Republica using diplomatic clearance and a disguise. C-3PO panicked as she entered. "Oh, milady, Master Annie called. He's coming here." She nodded, silent, waiting. Meanwhile, Palpatine had already told Anakin everything. "Your wife is a Sith." Anakin exploded. "Lies, treachery. How dare you say that name?" He had slaughtered Jedi in her name, betrayed everything to save her, and now Palpatine claimed she was the enemy? Anakin demanded recordings. Palpatine shrugged. "There are none. Plagueis sabotaged the system before the confrontation. That's why Padme entered first, while he disabled the cameras." Anakin didn't believe him. Couldn't. But parts of him feared it. Palpatine had lived a double life, lied to the Jedi, and now he was talking about Padme, the love of his life. And just like that, Padme's apartment was surrounded. Clones stormed in. She didn't resist. It was part of the plan. She was arrested, alive. She was brought before him, the Emperor, in chains. Her wrists were bound, her hair was disheveled, her silence louder than a scream. Palpatine sat on his blackened throne, scarred and wrapped in fresh bandages. Anakin stood at his side. Eyes burned into hers, but Padme's expression was unreadable. Palpatine leaned forward. "Tell him the truth." Padme met Anakin's gaze, soft Still holding the love, still holding the lie. You know me, she said. I'm your wife. I don't know what this monster told you, but he's the liar. Anakin's fingers twitched at his side. Doubt, fury, pain. Palpatine didn't wait. He raised his hand and unleashed a torrent of force lightning. It hit her directly. Padme screamed in agony. Her knees hit the floor. Anakin stepped forward in panic. She's pregnant! Stop! But Palpatine's eyes were pure fire. She carries Skywalker blood, a threat to everything that child or children could destroy all we've built. The lightning didn't stop. Padme trembled. Her teeth clenched. I'm losing them, she cried. And that's when Anakin, already too far gone, snapped. His lightsaber ignited. I said stop. This wasn't Jedi Anakin. This was the man Sidious had forged in blood and betrayal. He attacked, fast, brutal, controlled, for now. Palpatine stood from his throne. He was ready. The master of all forms, Makashi, Ataru, Sorisu, Jem So, Juyu, Niman, Shicho. He didn't need a second hand. He was born for this. The blades clashed. Lightning met lightsaber. Lightsaber met rage. The room became a storm. Statues cracked. Glass shattered. The force howled between them. But Palpatine had technique, strategy, decades of dueling with ghosts and shadows. Anakin had fury, and fury alone doesn't win wars. You'll never be free, Sidious growled, parrying a strike. You were always a slave to the Jedi, to me, to her. Anakin hesitated. Palpatine blasted him with a full burst of power. Anakin flew across his head, his body slamming into her. His saber skidded across their floor. He didn't move. It crawled towards him. Her body shook. Her chest heaved. She couldn't feel both children. Something inside her had gone silent. Palpatine walked towards her, slow and triumphant. One left, he whispered. Perhaps that one will serve me. He raised his hand, but he wasn't alone. A clone's helmet rolled across the floor. Boots followed. Jar Jar Binks, or Darth Plagueis, had entered. The way he moved, the way he stood. This wasn't Jar Jar, this was his master, his old master who he had thought he had killed in his sleep. Palpatine hissed. You! Too late. Plagueis stepped forward, eyes dead, voice low. My foolish apprentice, always playing with toys. Padme rose, her eyes yellow. Lightning began to crackle at her fingertips. Together, they ignited their sabers. Palpatine snarled. You think this is the end? You think you've won? Plagueis tilted his head. Not yet. The room trembled. Palpatine lunged. Red clashed with red. Padme met him mid-strike, her fury matching her ferocity. Plagueis darted behind Palpatine, landing swift, bone-cracking blows. Palpatine countered, even with one hand, even wounded. He was Darth Sidious, still the master of all forms. Every movement pure, precise. But they pressed harder. Padme sliced his thigh. Plagueis burned through his shoulder. Sidious staggered. You will never win, he roared. I am the Sith. No, Padme whispered, stepping forward, her saber pointed at his chest. You were the decoy. Plagueis raised both hands. The air around Palpatine ignited. Light, red, and purple. A storm of betrayal. Palpatine screamed, a raw, pitiful sound not worthy of the Dark Lord. His body lifted, shook, burned, and then silence. He dropped, lifeless. Smoke curled from his robes. His throne room cracked with the aftershock. He was gone. Darth Sidious was dead. The smoke hadn't cleared. Padme stood over the corpse. Sidious, the architect of galactic chaos, the one who orchestrated the war and who played all sides of the conflict, now nothing more than a burned, twitching husk on the floor of his own throne room. She didn't feel joy. Not yet. She was still burning inside. One of the twins, gone. The scream hadn't left her throat. It had simply turned to silence. Jar Jar, no, Plagueis, stepped beside her. His saber hummed, still lit. He looked down at his former apprentice. So ends the rule of fear. Padme dropped to one knee, not out of weakness, but pain. She held her stomach. The force inside her was still moving, still alive, but there was a gap, an emptiness, one heartbeat where there should have been two. They took one from me, she said softly. They will pay for it. Plagueis nodded. They already have, and now the galaxy will. She looked up at him. Anakin, he's not ready. He will be. They both turned to the far end of the throne room where Anakin lay, motionless, slumped near the shattered pillar. He was breathing. Padme stared. This changes everything. Plagueis didn't answer. He didn't need to. Padme's hand curled into a fist. Her red lightsaber deactivated with a hiss. She walked toward her husband, the man who had nearly died protecting her even without knowing the truth. Now he would, but it would be on her terms. The lights above flickered. Anakin stirred. His head throbbed, his ribs ached. He blinked slowly, blurred vision, catching movement, footsteps, a red glow. His saber was gone. He reached for it instinctively, but a boot pressed gently on his hand. You don't need it. She stood over him, her face dark, unreadable, her breathing calm. In her arms, her belly, the weight of loss and survival. Anakin coughed. What happened? You saved me. He blinked again, tried to sit up. His back screamed. Palpatine? Dead, said Padme. There was a quiet that was very loud. He stared at her, searching her face, her aura, everything. And for the first time, he felt it. The darkness, not cold, but controlled, focused, wrapped around her like armor. You lied to me. I protected you. I killed for you. I know. You burned the Jedi Order down. You lit the match. He looked away. Everything felt wrong, twisted, but familiar. You still love me? Padme knelt beside him. I never stopped. A figure stepped into view from behind. The Gungan, but not. Darth Plagueis, ancient, alive. Anakin's hand reached for the Force. The air trembled. Padme placed a hand gently on his chest. Don't. His eyes met hers. There's no Republic, no Jedi, no lies left. He swallowed hard. What's left then? Padme stood. Us. Plagueis stepped forward. Your name has echoed through Sith prophecy, Skywalker. You were always meant for more than slavery or servitude. Anakin rose slowly. He looked at Padme, the woman he had killed for, at Plagueis, the shadow behind it all, then at the galaxy, the one that betrayed him. He used him, feared him, and he said nothing. But the silence was enough. Hi guys, I really hope you liked this. I really had fun writing this, and this alternate reality is quite fitting for this kind of context where Padme was the Sith Lord or was the Emperor. In our case, she was Sith Lord. So a lot of changes happen, and I really enjoyed writing this, and I hope you like it. So if you do, please drop a like and consider subscribing as well, as this helps the channel a lot. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you all really like the idea. See ya!